Good evening, everyone. And here we are on another Tuesday night and another story night, another bedtime story. And can you see who I've got with me tonight? I've got my big, very friendly bear. And he's quite big, this one. He's been sitting in my window since the very, very start of lockdown when we all had to stay indoors. Because I know some people in Burnt Island were doing bear hunts, so he's been sitting here the whole time. So I thought I'd do story beside him tonight, keep him company. I hope you've had a good day, and I hope you've been doing sports day things, and I also hope you've been doing civic week things, because it is a very busy week for having fun. And we've had good fun today because we've been in school with the nursery boys and girls who are coming to join us in primary one. So that's been really nice to see them and getting to meet their teachers this morning and afternoon. We were there all day. This story is really for everybody tonight. It's a story that you might already know. I think Mr. Barclay's read this one already for some people, but I thought it'd be really good for us all to hear this story again. The Huge Bag of Worries. Because this is something that we all can have as grown-ups too. And sometimes when we've got lots of things to worry about, it's sometimes good to remember what we can do to help us with our worries. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and I should have said it's by Virginia Ironside, and the illustrations are by Frank Rogers, so that means he drew the pictures. Jenny had always been happy. She had a lovely family, a great brother, well, most of the time. She had the best friend at school, and she liked her teacher. And of course, there was Loftus, her dog. But recently, she had been getting gloomier and gloomier. She worried that she was getting fat, that Loftus had fleas, and that her best friend was going away. She was worried she was getting bad marks at school, and she thought she heard someone whisper about her in the playground. She was worried about her parents having arguments, and she even worried about wars and bombs. Until one day she woke to find that at the bottom of her bed was a huge bag of worries. The bag followed her everywhere. At school, to swimming, to the toilet. It stuck by her even when she was watching television. She tried ignoring it, but that didn't work. She tried throwing it away, but it always came back. She tried to lock it out, but when she got back to her bedroom, there it was, waiting for her. It was like a horrible shadow that she could not get rid of. She asked her brother for help, but he was busy with his computer game. And he said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any worries." And after that, she didn't feel like speaking to anyone else she knew, because she thought she would just feel stupid. Mum would probably say, "You've got no worries. You've got your health. You're a lucky girl. You've got friends and family. What more do you want?" So she decided not to tell her. She asked her dad. But then she thought, no, she won't ask him because he might have enough worries of his own. So every day things got worse. The bag got bigger and bigger and bigger. She couldn't sleep at night because it kept tossing and turning beside her all night. To make matters worse, the bag dragged around her feet so much that when she was walking to school, she was late and the teacher was cross. Jenny couldn't tell her what had happened, and anyway, she thought the teacher would say, "You've got too many worries. Leave that bag at home." We wouldn't say that, would we? We'd want to help you with them. When Jenny told her best friend about the bag, she suggested that Jenny locked it up in a cupboard and tried not to think about it. That's what I'd do, she said. But that didn't work. Even Loftus couldn't help. He tried his best and he barked like mad, but the bag stood its ground. One morning, Jenny woke up and got dressed and walked down the road. She'd had enough. She sat on a garden wall and put her head in her hands. She thought she would have to live with the bag forever. Then she heard a voice, and looking up, she saw the kindly face of an old lady who lived next door. "Goodness," said the old lady, "what on earth is that huge bag of worries?" Through her tears, Jenny explained how it had followed her for weeks and it had got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just wouldn't go away. "Now let's just open it up and see what's inside," said the old lady. But Jenny said she couldn't. If she opened the bag, the worries might just jump out. And then what would happen? "Nonsense," said the old lady firmly. "There's nothing a worry hates more than being seen. If you have any worries, however small, the secret is to let them out slowly, one by one, and show them to someone else. And then they'll soon go away." So Jenny opened the bag. The old lady sorted the worries into groups. Jenny was astonished to see how small they looked when they were out in the open. Half the worries disappeared, just because lots of worries just hate the light of day. As for the rest, some of them the old lady put into her shopping basket to deal with herself. Some she sent packing because she said they didn't belong to Jenny, they belonged to other people. And some she just blew a kiss to. And some she said were worries that everybody had, even Jenny's family, and even Jenny's teacher and friends. And as for the bag, there you go, thrown away into the distance. So that's the story of the huge bag of worries. And rather than let your worries become one big bag full of worries, it's really important to share them, to look at them one by one and to speak to people, your parents or your grown-ups that you live with, or your friends, or your brothers or sisters, even the dog or the cats or the pets. That sometimes helps. Sometimes tell my cats my worries. And obviously, you can always tell the people at school. And by sharing your worries, sometimes that will just be enough to get them all sorted out. Now you take care, have a good night's sleep, and have really good dreams. And hopefully, we'll be able to start seeing you all soon. Start seeing you back in school. Take care, everyone. Night, night from me, and night, night from my big bear.